Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gosso, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah, nah.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man now. All the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from your planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts. Call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and picture. I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh.
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Man of Prestige. What is going on? I hope you guys are doing well. I trust you are doing well. We have a big show today, okay? If you're using headlines and the thumbnails, yes, we're talking about Dozy Mmobuosi today, okay? But if you're using headlines to determine what the show is going to be about, you're going to miss out, okay? But we're here live. Shout out to you. Let me see who's in the chat. Not today here. Not to Alpha area. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. But yes, we have a big show today. And I can't wait to deliver. Do me a favor as you're coming in, okay? Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. I want to say shout out to my sponsors, Mo Fresh, Richie, Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Gorez Corner, D-Love 3000, Yes TV. I appreciate you all for always supporting the platform. Our monthly goal this month was $318.76. We're up to, I want to say shout out to Auntie B and everybody that donated over the past few days. Thank you so much for always supporting. We're up to $214.34, up from $137 in the last show. You can sponsor any one of our shows for as low as 99 cents. I want to say shout out to D for always supporting, even after we go live. She always, thank you, that's it. Always supporting, even when she's watching replay. So I want to say thank you. You can always support anytime you see that $sign inside of a rectangular box, you can always support. It goes a long way. I want to say thank you. All right, what do we come here to do? We talk about life and relationships. We extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics, okay? And we attack these issues from a power, social, art of seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence standpoint. You will know what that is as time goes on. You can download the books for free. The books are available for free. All right, we have 5 books that you can download for free. Okay, these are published books. They're everywhere, but you can get them here for free because you're here. Okay, 2 books on relationship, 2 books on real estate, and 1 book on business and marketing. And yes, I am a coach. Yes, experienced. Okay, yes, studied. Yes, credentialed. No, I am not your therapist. If I detect you're a therapist, I do have people I can refer you to. Okay, if you need clinical help, I cannot help you here. Okay, but I do have people I can refer you to. So if you need any one of those services, just send us an email at ask@manofprestige.com. Okay, and you can join behind the scenes conversation at whatsapp.manofprestige.com. You can also get gears like this at merch.manofprestige.com. All right, so we're trying to do the Lord's work here. Welcome Nwaba Kobamba, welcome present, good to see you. All right, so like I said, as you're coming in, do me a favor, let's ping everybody else into the room. We have a big show today. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, follow. If you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, just follow. Make sure you're following so you don't miss out on any one of these shows. All right, with that being said, I think we've done justice with the house rules, and we'll be back in about 20 seconds to get started.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, great. Like I said, welcome back. So we're talking about Diddy. Let's talk about Diddy really quickly. Diddy. Diddy, I don't know, that's his name, Diddy. I don't know if he did anything. Okay, but it's a new lawsuit, and I've got some details here that I'm going to read from somebody who posted this completely, who kind of simplified it and made it easy for us to get through on Twitter. And I'm going to say shout out really quickly to at Folushaw on Twitter. At Folushaw on Twitter. And I guess the person's name is Folu. Shout out to Folu. And Folu has a verified page on Twitter. It says, I read all 73 pages of Diddy's brand new $30 million. Diddy has a brand new $30 million. If you recall, over the past few months, Diddy has been collecting a series of lawsuits, starting with his ex-girlfriend, fiancé, I'm not sure if they were, well, girlfriend, long-term girlfriend, Cassie, something Ventura. And she filed a lawsuit, $30 million, they settled. And since then, all of Puff Daddy's empire has been crumbling on top of each other. And that's the issue with this kind of things. Once it starts, it's like opening a can of worms. It's hard to come back from it. What's going on, Bumi? Welcome. All right, it's hard to come back from it. So some new lawsuit details here. This one is, trigger a lot. Okay, trigger a lot. And the young man you're looking at on the screen together with Diddy, his name is Rodney something. I don't know, but I might catch his name in a second here. This person said, Folu typed, he kind of like extracted the lawsuit. This is actually a lawsuit. You know how people sometimes will come back and tell us that maybe this is all acting, maybe they just want to make some money from clout and stuff like that. So, oh my show, people have no idea this is real. Okay, these things are real. They are as real as they get. Okay, this is an actual document, United States Federal Court, Southern District, New York City. Okay, you can look at it right there. You can see all the people. Okay, that's the name, we called it Rodney Jones. Okay. Bumi says long-term girlfriend. Yep. Long-suffering girlfriend. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so that's what started this whole thing. Since then, people's name have been involved. We even have names like TD Jakes involved. Jesus, what kind of world do we live in? I know you, don't worry, it will shock you. You'll find out as you continue through life, you will stop putting people on a pedestal. I'm not saying these people did anything. You will stop putting human beings on a pedestal. Okay, but anyway, so that's our actual lawsuit right there. Just wanted to show that to you. But this is the faces of the people involved. Rodney Jones versus PDD, and a slew of a bunch of people and organizations involved. We have Justin Dior Combs, his son. Now I'm not sure if his adopted son, one of his sons. Okay, everybody knows him as a son. Ethiopia Hapta Miriam, Lucian Charles Grange, Christina Coram, Charlie's Recording Studios, Love Records, Motown Records, Universal Music Group, who just literally paid a bunch of money for Don Jazzy's Maybe Records. By the way, they bought a majority stake in Don Jazzy's record label. Anyway, they're caught in this lawsuit as well. Combs Global Enterprises, John and Jane Doe's 1 to 10, and ABC Corporations 1 to 10. A bunch of people were named in this, but anyway, this person who did this tweet has summarized it for us, so we're just gonna run through that really quickly and then get through the day. I read all 73 pages of Diddy's brand new $30 million lawsuit, so you don't have to. The crimes: attempted bite, as in like that rhymes with a mother. Sexual assault, SH, the harassment one, S, the trafficking one, drug trafficking, the same D I just mentioned, ABUSE. I don't want to say it because I don't want them to slap this video. And then threat to life, right? Gun running. Okay, what else? The accused, we already mentioned the accused. And then he said, let's get to the T. 10 tweets. So there are 10 tweets this person put up, and I'm just going to read from the tweet. Okay, in August 2022, Diddy called Rodney Jones, aka Little Rod, to produce his R&B album, The Love Album of the Greed. For 14 months, Rodney moved in and lived with Diddy, spending time at his houses in LA, California, New York, Miami, Florida. He also spent time on a yacht Diddy rented in the Virgin Islands. It's gonna get rough. Welcome, D-Love, welcome. All right, on a yacht. Diddy has a thing for frequently recording himself and often asking Rodney to record him. Voyeurism. How do you pronounce that? Voyeurism. Something weird. Anyway, the drugs. And that's how Rodney ended up having hundreds of hours of footage of Diddy engaging in illegal activities and abusing the following drugs. Molly, aka ecstasy. You know, funny thing, I didn't know Molly was same as ecstasy. Cocaine, aka coke. Ketamine, aka special K. GHB, aka sharing meth. Shrooms, aka mushrooms. Okay, we're on the second tweet right now. Okay. Attempted deletion. Okay. Diddy, his son Justin, during a heated argument with an unnamed man, G, shot the man twice in the bathroom of Shelley's Studios in LA, California on September 12, 2022. During a writers-producer camp for the Love album. Wow. Rodney applied pressure to the wound while the ambulance was on its way. Diddy gave instructions to everyone at the camp to tell the police he had nothing to do with it, and forced Rodney to lie that G was shot during a drive-by in front of the studio. Well, people would generally not lie about things like that because they can pull records and there was a drive-by reported, and if they lie, we'll find out. We'll see. Okay. All right. And there was actually a CBS News report. I'm looking at the screenshot. Man shot outside party at Hollywood recording studio. At least one person was shot at a party at the Hollywood recording studio. Let me show you guys so you guys can see that right there. All right. Officers were called to the 800 block of North Highland Avenue at Willoughby to check into reports of a shooting at about 3 a.m. According to the LAPD, at the location, the found man had been shot after stepping outside the studio. The man in his 30s was taken to a hospital in stable condition. It was reportedly shot in the abdomen. Jesus. God have mercy. Anyway, let's keep going. Sorry if you came late today, I didn't have a warm-up. This is it. This is the warm-up. Okay. All right. And there were some pictures also of, the guy took pictures of, in the bathroom. All right. And there were blood, so I'm not going to show that on the screen. And I am on third tweet right now. Rodney states that he was the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping of his penis and touching of his anus asshole by Mr. Sean Combs Diddy. Rodney reported to Christina Coram, Chief of Staff to Diddy. That's the Chief of Staff to Diddy, okay? And this is Christina right here, okay? This is the picture they put up of Christina, just FYI. Let's keep going. So he reported to Christina Coram, Chief of Staff to Diddy, and her response was, "It's just his way of showing he likes you." So groping is his way. Groping his penis is his way of showing that he likes you. Tell on yourself without telling on yourself. Christina Coram is alleged to have groomed Rodney and others, and is likely to be charged with aiding and abetting sexual assault. She reportedly also solicited underage girls and prostitutes for Diddy and drugged them with Molly and other drugs on his request, as Ghislaine Maxwell was to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not sure if you followed the Jeffrey Epstein story, right? As that person was to Jeffrey Epstein is Christina to Diddy. Okay, so was Christina to Diddy. All right, so that's the fourth tweet, I guess. Let's go on to, I don't know, fourth or fifth tweet. Okay, I hope you're keeping track. All right, in an attempt to groom Rodney, Diddy told him he had sexual intercourse with all three men, and it was a normal practice in the industry. What three men are we talking about? Let's see. Diddy also sent Rodney videos of Stevie J anally penetrating a white man, and then the tweeter said, "Can God blow the trumpet already?" This is wow. This is crazy. So the people I'm seeing in the three men that we're looking at in this picture, let me show you guys. So I'm just reporting, okay? Is Stevie J. We have Big Meal, is a rapper, American rapper, and then we have Usher. Oh no, not Usher. Well, there's all kind of rumors out there about Usher as well. All right, what else do we have here? All right, let's go on to the next tweet. And there's this picture right here. This picture that a lot of people were peddling around the internet saying it must be Stevie J, and then some porn star came out and said it wasn't Stevie J, it was him because it looks like Stevie J. At this point, honestly, outside of just I gotta be honest with you guys, outside of content,
Don't care.
no, we do. There's some lessons, I promise. Okay, there's some lessons. Okay, and I'm sure you're already thinking about some yourself, because that's all we come here to do anyway, you know. Anyway, maybe the major lesson is pride. How do you say that in English? Pride precedes something. Yeah, you know. So not only just Igberaga, even when people are lifting you up, there's a Yoruba proverb that when people are lifting you up, they say they're easy, something like that. I don't know. My Yoruba is not all the way sharp. You know, I speak better Akwe dialect than Yoruba. Just FYI. Anyway, Chi Alpha, how you doing? Welcome. All right, let's keep going. We got some more. We were on fourth tweet or something like that, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's get on to, I guess, fourth tweet, I guess. Anyway, the title of this tweet says, "I need to F Rodney." In his bid to have sex with Rodney, Diddy started a new manipulation tactic by promising Rodney the following. Number one, a Grammy for Producer of the Year. 2, $250,000. 3, his $20 million house in Miami, Florida. 4, introduction to Universal Music Group, chairman Lucian Granger, something like that. Rodney, okay, he was named also as owner of a company or something like that. Rodney still turned him down. Okay, so in terms of what houses are we talking about, he was promised a Grammy, $250,000. This house, Miami house, I don't know, Diddy's Miami house, something like that. And introduction to this guy right here, who is the big guy at Universal Music Group. Are you following? You did follow? We have a lot more to cover today. Remember, we still have Dozy Mmobuosi. We still have the 17 to 42 lessons. I will do a speed round through that. And then we have, what else do we have today? There's something else. Oh, there's something else special. I'll tell you. I won't tell you right now, but I'll tell you. All right. The seventh tweet. I will buy my mother. That's what Diddy apparently, allegedly said. Rodney alleges that Diddy threatened him with physical assault, harm, if he didn't accept his sexual advances, and he was willing to kill his mother, Janice Combs, in order to get what he wants, to talk less of Rodney. That's cold. Ice cold. R.I.P. Miss Jesus Christ. Okay. Jesus, this guy still has a mother. I forgot about that. Okay. Yes, this is Diddy's mother. Diddy's mother is still out there in the midst of all this chaos. No be jujubidis. Anyway. Asasi. Anyway, we're on the 8th tweet now. All right. Yeah. Rodney states that Cuban Judan. No, not Judan. Okay. All right. So as assault by Cuban Gooding Jr. Okay. Rodney states that Cuban Gooding Jr. Okay. Jesus Christ. Not Cuban Jr. touched him inappropriately on Diddy's yacht. Cuba allegedly groped and fondled Rodney's inner thighs close to his penis. He rejected Cuba's advances, but he continued until Rodney had to forcibly push him. All right. Now the title of this tweet, I guess this is the 9th tweet. Second to the last tweet here. Diddy the Thief. Rodney produced 9 songs on Diddy's project, the Love Album, Off the Grid. No contract, no split sheet, nothing. When approached for his publishing, royalties, and payment for the 13th month of work, Diddy offered Rodney $29,000 only. Rodney was willing to take a measly $50,000 as publishing and royalties. Diddy declined. Rodney has now launched a GoFundMe to help sue Diddy for $30 million in court. Fundraiser by Rodney Jones, Help Me Sue Sean. Let me show you. I actually had it open here somewhere. Yeah, he actually does have a GoFundMe. Check this out. Out of how much? $30,000, $50,000. He's raised $1,933 thus far. Do me a favor. Let's ping everybody else into the room. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. Okay. All right. I'm going to come to the chat in a second before I move on. Okay. But this is Mado. Anyway, so last tweet. The blackmail sex tapes. Diddy has hidden cameras, secretly recording all activities in his houses. He has tape recordings of all celebrities and guests who have had sex, consensual or otherwise, and done drugs in his house. Checking, making sure that we're safe here. There you go, we're still safe. Good. Drugs in his house. Rodney alleges these tapes are used to intimidate and blackmail various people when the need arises. Case in point, Cassie. These cameras were installed, maintained, and the illicit videos are archived by a certain IT director, Jose Cruz, is also named. Anyway, that's what's going on with Diddy. I want to know what your thoughts are, but let me read some of you that are taping live with me right now. Let me come to the chat because I can't listen. This is just crazy, you know. That's all I can say about this for now. Like I said, there's an actual document available publicly. This is public records, you know, the lawsuit. So it is what it is. We're just reporting, but I'm curious to know what your opinions are. Coming to the chat right about now. Let's see, where am I? Okay, there you go. Jesus, what are you guys talking about? Okay, we have okay, D-Love, welcome back. MOP, we have made it to 2 back-to-back adverts before I could join this live. Amen to that. Amen. Shout out to you, D-Love, for always supporting. I appreciate you. Bumi said, Wahala. Welcome, Chinye. Well, Stevie has been too quiet. Oh, you're talking about Stevie J. He's too quiet. Well, they asked Mayweather last week some question about this, and Floyd Mayweather, the boxer, the champion boxer, right? And you know, he wasn't. I think he didn't want to say anything, basically. And people were like, why are you not saying anything? Like, well, he doesn't have to say anything. He has to be careful, right? Until, you know, it's innocent until proven guilty, isn't it? Right? Bumi said, now set up. I snuck in toward the end and did a replay gang later. You talking about last show, yesterday? No be set up, but then don't they talk about Diddy Tay? We shall see. Somebody's gonna say they are setting up black men everywhere. I'm sure somebody's gonna say that. In fact, there are two stories we have today that people will continue to say they're setting up the black man. Okay, is that true? I'm sure to a large extent, right? Is that what the story we're looking at right now? No. Stop the cat. We need to be a little bit more accountable with the way we operate in this world. And by the way, no one is going to give you power. You're going to have to take it. And one of the way you take it is make sure there's no crazy news like this out there. So absolutely, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
All right. Not by force. Manipulation as F. Not by force. So you won't take them. You know? I mean, people, you know, allegedly, people getting shot in bathrooms and stuff like that. That's crazy. That is some kind of mob style living. Listen, when you have access and power, pride will destroy you. It's just like when you eat drugs that you know is not good for you, even something as simple as soda, even something as simple as sugar, and you just can't stop because you've always gotten away with it. So there's an illusion in your brain that you will continue to get away with it until one day the liver, the kidney, all types of organs in the body start to give in sooner than it needs to, you know. But hey, I mean, I guess that's just the course of life anyway, so I can't judge people for that. Society will judge them. We have courts of law. If you do anything criminal, you're going away, okay? At least for a while. Ask R. Kelly. Is Cuba still alive? Is MIA? Yeah, he might need to say something. This son, who was also named Justin, who was alleged to have shot together with his father, the man called G in the bathroom. That son has already came out and said, hey, you know, like, I didn't do anything. I deny everything. Delete all that shit. Anyway, black men need to do better. Yeah. Whatever we need to do because this is not looking good. This is not looking good. But that's what I have with the Diddy for now. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you're watching this as a replay later on, let me know your thoughts. If you're brand new, because this kind of news kind of bring in newer people, we're having a good conversation. Particularly, we're talking about life and relationships. I want to ask you to stick around and join, be a part of the conversation. Leave a comment. And if you come for me, I will come for you, just so you know. Okay? I will speak my language and I will come for you, so that the algorithms can't tell. Okay? And I won't delete your comment. Now, just in case you don't know, sometimes your comments are censored by YouTube itself. If you are disrespectful to yourself, of course. Anyway, I'll be back in about 20 seconds. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right. Who the F did I marry? Lesson 17 to 42. We covered 1 through 16 yesterday. These are lessons, I call them, but these are just the points that I found fascinating, interesting as I was watching all 50 parts, okay? And, you know, I just wanted to... Now, that's, by the way, not Rodney, but that's Legion that you're looking at. If you don't know this story, go and watch the previous one. This young lady basically told on her whole life, along with some guy who was just a liar. She got married to a person who was a liar from the get-go. She admittedly enabled it all the way through. The guy is just pathological liar. Since then, we've also found that he's a diagnosed mental patient, according to her. Okay, so just wanted to put that out there really quickly before we continue. All right, so I have 17. I did say I have 17, right? Okay. Now I don't know if I covered this yesterday. Legion is actually considering taking legal action. I think there was an interview on TMZ. He granted some kind of interview on TMZ. There you go. Legion tells TMZ that everything Risa, whose real name is Teresa Johnson, oh, her real name is down now, right? Said about him in our videos is false. He claims that Risa attempted to reconcile with him and threatened to expose him if he didn't comply. He suggests that all of this is happening because he declined to get back together. Despite her not using his name in the videos, Legion claims that Risa's viral story is affecting his job in PR. He met with attorneys on Monday to discuss taking legal action against her. He tells TMZ that the way he's being portrayed by Risa is not who he is at all, and says that he feels that he's being wronged by the story she's told. I'm not sure how that goes. I'm not sure if you get to sue people for telling their story, but I'm always open to learning. I might be learning something new. We shall see. Lesson number 17: you get to drive a BMW. That's what she said. Listen, it just seemed like a lot. She was also engaged in a lot of materialism. That seemed to be a lot of driving force in her decisions. Okay, all right. She also said something. Says shit in peace. She's never gonna go through cell phones again. I always told you guys that it's not about going through cell phones. The moment you start going through cell phones, that relationship is over anyway. But I'm guessing that you're not able to quit because your emotions are taking over you. Yeah, you're human like the rest of us. But listen, she says she's not going to go through cell phones ever again. Why? Because of what her eyes are seeing shaggy. Anyway, number 19. She didn't know his social security number. All right. Knowing people's social security number. Let me see. Do I know my wife's social security number? I know the last 4 digits. I always have to re-verify the first 3 digits because they seem, and it's not my social security, okay? I know it, but I kind of like not know it. I know it, but I just to make sure I always verify. I'm like, babe, it's 223, right? So like, no, you're missing 1 digit. And she almost wants to get mad at me every time I do that because I don't use her social security like that. Okay, so knowing people's social security number does not mean you're not going to collect shege in these streets of internet relationship.
Sorry, yo.
I'm just warning you, okay? There's that energy that you're trying to be pragmatic in a romantic setting. It's not going to work. You will end up crying. Anyway, all right. Let me go. Let me go to number 19. Number 19. No, I did number 19 already. 20. Do not blame yourself. She was saying that you should not blame yourself. I agree. Blame does not work with any of this stuff. Okay. Blame, guilt, none of that work with this kind of stuff. Okay. If anything, the people you are blaming, they will just build muscles around the blame. Okay. Guilt, it might just tamper with your decision-making abilities. It doesn't work when we're talking about relationship. What we need to talk about is self-improvement always. Always yield back to self-improvement so that you can have a healthy self-esteem. And blaming her is not going to help anything because she seems like she's figured something out. Did she? I don't know. Well, time will tell, right? It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is you, okay? Work on your self-esteem. If your self-esteem is low, you'll become a target to legions. Okay, 21. Commenters judged our aunt. Okay, so a bunch of people were judging our aunt, and they were saying that person should not have something that people are approaching this with judgmental spirit that they inherently have. Okay, it will tamper with you. Okay, it will tamper with you. You really need to disengage from any type of judgmental attitude if you want to succeed in relationships and life. Okay, there's a difference between judge and putting people away because they are hurtful to society. Okay, all right. Then she said she kept asking herself, what if he isn't lying? If you are having doubt if somebody is lying already, it doesn't matter if they're lying or not. You're not going to have a healthy relationship. Listen to what I just said. If you're having doubts, right, that somebody isn't, if you're having doubts that somebody is either lying or not, it really doesn't matter if they're actually lying. You're not going to have a healthy relationship. Something is wrong somewhere, and it might be with you. You might just be a walking red flag. So you need to do an assessment of that and figure it out. Okay? MOP, stop saying don't check phones with that shady look on your face. Some of us have repented. I don't say don't check phones. So I said go and check phones. If you're already checking phones, it's bad. I can't stop. You know, let me tell you something. I'm not even lying. People that want to check phones, you can't stop them. It's like people that want to do DNA tests. Those ones are a little weird. They won't do the DNA test, but they will make everybody collect what on the internet. But the point is that fear will never leave. Almost unlikely that fear will never leave them. You know why? Because there's no connection between self-improvement and I have a need to check a person's phone or check the DNA of my children. There's no pragmatic connection, right? So, and they're always trying to use common sense, and I don't know how to help them. The only way to help them, I don't know. Honestly, they have to hit rock bottom first, okay? You have to try everything scientific at first. And then they hit rock bottom, maybe they start looking for some kind of counsel, you know? Ola, you're supposed to know your wife. But Uncle Patrick, I know him, but I always have to verify 1 or 2 digits just to make sure, because I don't use it often enough, okay? But the point is, knowing that social security number, Abi, what their credit score is the least of your issues when we're dealing with romantic relationships, okay? In the US, do you have access to someone information once you know their SSN? I mean, you can do all kind of damages if you have enough interest, okay? You know, maybe not necessarily straightforward, but you can do all types of damages, positive and negative, you know? Welcome, Uncle Patrick. Are you sure you repented? It's difficult to, if you have fear. We're talking about fear now. We're going to talk about fear and greed today. If you have fear, it's a very aggressive emotion, you know. So me just talking anyhow on the internet does not stop them. They have to collect first, you know, and hit rock bottom, and then, you know, before it makes sense. Generally, it doesn't make sense because it doesn't really make common sense. It doesn't make logical sense to not check the phone so you can know everything. Transparency, just know everything up front, right? It doesn't really make sense until people have collected woto. Then it might start to make sense. What number am I on here? So, number 23. A VP would never date someone like her. Listen, I don't know what kind of world you live in. I live in the IT generation world, Generation Z, right? That's the kind of world I live in. And listen, there's some VPs that they just wear t-shirts to work, okay? There's some owners of company that wear t-shirts plain with no logos on it. It doesn't have a tag on it. So again, I don't know how far you're going to go with some of what we're used to as standards. Now, majority, let me not cap all the way through. Majority of VPs, and if they have to show up to offices and stuff, they'll be dressed a certain type of way, okay? So we can allow it small, but I would just say don't put all your energy into detecting if somebody dressed a certain way because they claim to be a VP. Maybe that's not the actual issue. The original issue is that she was a walking red flag. That's the main issue here, okay? That's all I'm saying. Number 24. I had another divorce. Oh, they found out he had another divorce. Like, duh, of course he will have another divorce. If he lied about one thing, he can lie about everything else. Okay. I've reviewed 48 Laws of Power here before, and one of the things is about selective honesty. Selective honesty is not the same thing as lying. That's a whole different concept entirely together. If anything, that has to do with social intelligence, timing, right? And just understanding that it's not about your righteousness. There's more to this life than your righteousness, okay? But if somebody is just outrightly lying, yeah, it is what they would lie about everything else too. So, of course, they would lie about being a VP too, right? So, of course, they will also lie about how many divorces have they had. If they said 1, multiply by 10. if that number matters to you at all, just assume that if that's going to help you with any kind of decision, and maybe that will get you to stop after you 10x it. Maybe that will help you stop in your tracks, right? Number 25, this ninja lied about deaths in the family. He lied about life and death, about children that are still living. I mean, what else? Like what does that point back at? At her, okay? Add another divorce, looking for a nice way to, so one thing I know, she was looking for a nice way to say prostitute. Okay. I guess they say sex workers this day. And she did that quite a few times during the course of the 50 parts. See, that alone, the fact that she's like extra diplomatic, she becomes a target. I don't know if you noticed, there's quite a few times that she was trying to self-correct on certain terminologies. She was apologizing too much. Yeah, people that are always looking to not offend people, they also become a target, okay? Remember, it's always sweeter in the middle. You don't want to be extremes. You don't want to be, I need to offend everybody to establish that I'm telling the truth. But you also don't want to be unaware that, you telling the truth can absolutely destroy you and everything you care about. So then so be it. And then that's fine. We'll agree. As long as you're aware. As long as you're aware, right? Number 20. I'm trying to fly through this right now. Number 20. What number am I on? Remind me. I'm not putting it on the screen because there's so many of it, right? So number 27. Number 27. God hates divorce. Really? That was one of the strongholds on her, because she thought God hates divorce, but she kind of forgot that maybe God also doesn't want you to sell yourself so cheaply and start living with a man that has not, you know what I mean, like shacking with a man, like this selective what do you call it, amnesia about what is inside the Bible, that could make you a target too. Okay. Number 28. Oh, this wasn't exactly a lesson. She got to a point. She said to God, I will beat you like a bitch that you are. Huh? He's a man. I know it sounded sweet on the video. Don't be deluded. Don't put yourself in that position. Okay? Especially with a liar, a person that's mentally sick, a person. Don't put yourself. Just because you said it doesn't mean you can pull it through. Anyway, it sounded good when she said it. It sounded like, yes, say it to him, right? Bro, as you should be running away from your life, okay? She also talked about their lies have patterns, yes. And you don't have to wait until you experience it with your full life. There are patterns. I mean, obviously, this was all given, right? But when you are emotionally soaked in this kind of situation, it's not that simple. And that's why I keep telling you that the real work is in your self-esteem. It's stuff that has to do with the way you express emotions in life. That's what I want you to pay attention to, right? It's not as simple, okay? So don't be like, well, it would have never been me. I agree that there are some girls that it will never be them, not because they are that pragmatic, not because they are superhumans. It's because of the self-esteem, which takes time. A certain way of being raised, a certain type of temperament, a certain type of personality, right? And socialization to be that person that will never be a target for Legion. But it's not because you are just that good of a person that you're just perfect. It will never be you. It's not because of any of that. It's not because of any kind of skill set you can pull in a moment. It's because of something you've been building over time, or a way you have been built over time. Okay, I just wanted to put that in there really quickly. Number 30, what happens in my marriage needs to stay in my marriage. She was also saying that, see, every talking point, including all my talking points here, can be used for or against you by the devil. Okay, so for example, never share anything that's happening in your marriage outside of your marriage. That can be used against you too. So what matters is context, right? Context matters. Like, what is going on that you don't want to share outside of your marriage? Yeah, at least can you run for your life? At least. So that was one of the things she was saying to herself, that she didn't want to share what was in her marriage outside of her marriage. Okay. Number 31, she spent an awful lot of political correctness. I already said that when she was, Police versus correctional officer. She didn't want to offend the police. Like, I don't know if correctional officers will be offended if I call them police or who is high. Who cares? Oh my God. That, that was telling me a lot about her. Okay, I don't know about you. The fact that she wanted to be politically correct in every stop. I try to be politically correct too. In fact, I get judged for that. I also, I'm very diplomatic. I get judged for that. But there's an extent you get to that, is telling, You gotta be careful with that. Please don't buy. It's not everything that society says is wrong and right that you have to buy into. Sometimes you just shut up and abushe. Sometimes you don't have to have an opinion. Okay? So then she also said when so this is hypocritical, of course, but we get it. It's 50 parts. She will contradict herself at some point. When you talk a lot, you will contradict yourself at some point, just like me. All right. It's called self-awareness. She remember she said she will never go into a phone. At this point, she was advising people to, if you're going to go into the phone, go into the deleted folder. Please don't do that. Okay. Don't do it. If you're doing it, I know I can't stop you, but I just want you to know is that it's already bad. You're not going to fix the situation. Okay. But anyway. Again, red flag. If this person will lie about life and death, all of us have fear of a few things. Life, death, God, right? Like once we reach that wall, we can say, throw all kind of acrobats and behavior and say and be animated and all this kind of stuff. But majority of all, once you're talking about life, I be death, I be God. I'm good on that, right? This guy had no fear of none of it. That is a red flag. Okay. They also, obviously, they quarantined after 2 weeks. It will not be quarantine in your situation because hopefully, inshallah, there will never be COVID again, right? It might be something else, okay? But 2 weeks is too short, okay? It will be some other kind of environmental factor that you can blame for your bad behavior. Don't do it, okay? 2 weeks is just too short, okay? Illegal residents. I don't know where that came from. So let's eliminate that. I'm sorry, a coward. So at one point he started to apologize. He actually got to a point he was apologizing because she reported to the police and everything was taken away from him. And then it wasn't when it was saying I'm sorry. Anyway, my point is this, okay? These people are sick. If you encounter them, they are sick. You're not going to be their doctor, okay? I want you to know that they are cowards. Okay, they are not somebody sitting down somewhere and orchestrating how they're going to take over your nation. No, in fact, there's no monetary gain usually in this situation for them. It's mostly emotional gain. So, aka, they don't have any other way that they can take care of themselves emotionally than to manipulate other people. They are cowards. Don't give them more credit than you need to give them, because if you do that, you will feel the need to retaliate and you will basically spend your life trying to retaliate for a long time. You'll miss out on life yourself. What you need to do is carry your load, face forward, and leave as soon as you can. And if you're wrong, maybe your assessment is wrong. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision, but at least so you can have some clear on what's going on. Leave first. Number 37, a mental episode in the cop back seat. He is sick. Okay, he had a mental episode in the cop's back seat, and the cop was trying to tell her, right? So you notice towards the end, she started to discover, you can see in her facial expression, started to discover more and more that, ouch, this guy was just a sick person, Okay, the story, okay? We don't know what's going to come out of him suing. We'll find out if she's a liar herself. Many of you already believe her. She must be telling you, ain't no way, right? 50 parts, why would she tell a lie? I know. But we're just going to go by, that's what she said, okay? Let's see. Does it ever end? New problem. What if he is released? So after he got arrested, this is number 38 now out of 42. After he got arrested, she started to have a new type of fear, right? She started to wonder, what if he's released? And then they found out eventually that the warrant that he was arrested on has actually expired. Ouch. Does it ever end? Okay. It might never end. So, as on this moment now in time, protect yourself. Okay, protect yourself. Don't even find yourself in one chance first. But once you find yourself in one chance, then we need to stop everything in its tracks as soon as possible. Okay, because honestly, if you stay in there, it really never ends. Okay, because you are incentivizing bad behavior. Just letting you know. But now at this point, she started to wonder what if it's released, and she had to move. Okay, I think this was on part 50. She had a breakdown, which was the part that affected Brother Ben the other time. He never loved me. But then we missed one part of what she said. She actually said he never loved himself. That's what made that statement more accurate. Not the he never loved me part. Who cares, right? Who cares if the person actually loved you, but they are harming you? It doesn't matter. They might define that as love, by the way, right? But for this lesson series, what was more important, which I think, I'm not sure if Brother Ben also picked that part up. She actually ended with he never loved himself. If you don't get to that part of the conversation, you might have a hard time healing if you've gone through something similar. Because you will always be looking for a way to pay back. You were looking for a payback for a person that hurt you so badly. But if you see them as a person who is already hurt, there's nothing to hurt. You can move on a little bit easier. Okay? All of it is easier said than done, because when you're caught up in your emotions, especially when we're talking about romantic love, it's difficult to. All right. I think she also talked about she's grateful, so grateful. I'm not sure how he responded. Listen, inside of these 42 lessons, there's at least 10 garbage. Okay? Don't worry about them. Hopefully, just from reacting to this, you guys were able to pick up some real life lessons. Hopefully, I was able to get you thinking, right? Hopefully, all right? So, and that was my whole mission, just to get you thinking beyond just, let's go and catch Legion. I beg, Legion, if you catch this Legion, can you catch the next one? How about repel legions? How about that? That's what we need to be talking about. Nwamba Kabamba says, so she moved in with him before he married her, but couldn't get out because God hates divorce. Double standards, right? That's how our human brain works. It's not capable of you know how we like to claim logical. We're logical. We're not logical like that. We're lying to ourselves, basically, for the most part. Okay, we have a lot where like as higher animals, we are capable of a lot. We are gods, but not as high as we think we are when we are participating in bad behavior. Okay. Ola, I don't know, but I don't buy her story. I would rather have her enumerate her mistakes and let women learn from it. Legion will always be legion. We don't extract terms, sir. We don't extract some. But time always tells the truth. Time is undefeated. Truth is undefeated. It might take time, right? So we shall see. Because listen, now that she's exposed 50-part story, there is a, what do you call it? There's a microscope on her. Everybody will be paying attention. They will say something about it. Right? So it is what it is. So she better keep walking a straight line as she's painted it to be. Well, she always said that she looked bad, So I'll give her that credit, People with low self-esteem are more prone to people pleasing. Thus, more likely to be taken advantage. Exactly, Toby and Tribe. Welcome, Toby. That's trivial. With that, his deceiving soft voice. In the US, it's not by title, it is the pay and the establishments. I have 2 VPs that joined my job as managers. Yep. She may blame herself for not listening to her intuition. Yeah, blaming yourself does not work. At some point, you have to allow yourself to heal. You're not going to do that unless you forgive yourself. In the US, do you have access to someone? Okay, we already covered that. Yep. So that's it. We're going to round that up like that. We're going to round that story up. We do have some others. I have a big story. All right. So do me a favor. hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Let's ping everybody else into the room, and I'll be back in 20 seconds.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. We're gonna talk about this young lady right here. Let me find it. Confession. Okay, she said nobody at this point. I don't know who she is, but she was on a podcast. Nigerian people said this podcast, wala, not just the cast everywhere. Now don't just cast each other everywhere. Anyway, she was talking on a podcast, and she said, "Why I falsely accused a Nigerian man of." You know what that word is, right? You can reverse all the letters, okay? That is crazy. Say that's crazy, man. You guys follow Kiloko? What's his name? That's crazy, man. What's his name? I forgot his name. Say that's massive, man. Anyway, I follow his videos. Anyway, so why I falsely accused? This is not funny, by the way. Falsely accusing people. If you falsely accuse people, you belong in jail. Okay. You can't come back and say they made you do it. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, if a society made you do it, I don't know, man. But it looks like it's a society thingy here, to some level. You know, but I'm gonna play a video, but let me see here. Latu said she basically fell for a fake fairy tale. She did. Latu said there are 2 exes of Legion that testified along her storyline. Guess what? Them girls kind of look similar. Definitely Legion has a type. Wahala, you can make that shit up. Wala. Yeah, they do. Okay, they do. That's a fact. But let me play this video. Let's find it. Oh well, this video is wild. Okay, there you go. Here we go. Right here on Instablog Niger. Let's go.
I was 19 years old.
Please don't interrupt the guys, please.
Yeah. Right?
No interruption, please.
Oh my God. I was 19 and he was 3 years older than me. And I mean, back then, we all know, even now, dating a Nigerian man is taboo. You know, you'll be called names and whatnot. And, yeah, they will human traffic you, they will scam you,
what did you
and
say?
all of those things. And then I was still young. And then when he got me pregnant, I was forced to... Exactly, yeah, rape. Oh. Exactly. And that's what
you were
really
forced.
happened. Yes, and I was young and, you know, like I didn't have a choice.
By the state? Or by who?
Okay, by someone. Let's just say family. Let's just leave it like that. We can't say the state. We can't.
Why can't you say the
so
state?
it was taboo. Usually Nigeria and whatnot. It's a long story, but let me just cut it short. He was falsely accused of raping me while he didn't rape me. I wanted to tell the truth, and when I got the chance, he was arrested for about 7 or 8 months. Oh. And then I told but when we were busy investigating the case, I told him, but this was my boyfriend and he's the father of this child. And then they said to us, okay, we need to wait for the child to be born. And if the DNA test comes positive or he's the father, then out of this case. Should he be lying, either he's the father of the child or he impregnated you while he didn't, as an example, he will be sentenced. And then the baby was born. They took the swab, go maternity ward, and they took a swab and the DNA test came back positive. Okay? You know what's sad? Then they let him go. And then he went out.
No.
Yeah, and then he went out. Immediately when he came out, he went to Europe. Because obviously, like,
yeah, traumatized.
He was traumatized.
And he came here because South Africa. He was not even a year old in South Africa. Brother, he was still fairly new in South Africa. You know, his mother had to sell her shop for the lawyers and all of those things. Mama had a shop in Nigeria. The family they assisted so that he can get a good lawyer. And then he went to Europe. So all his life he has been in Europe. Then he moved to London, and then when he came back as Amahu Hlakanalina, I was already married at that time. And the honest truth, I told my beast husband that the father of my first child has passed away. So tell me, now I'm living a reality. My stories are a reality. Tell me if there's no woman who has done that and say, maybe for example, I don't want to talk about the father, I'll just tell the new husband, oh, Papa, it happens. We understand. So whether people judge me for that, that's my story and I'm going to own up to it. And then I said to him to do the Papa, because I didn't want to go into the, how do I tell another man for Maga? How do I go back and relive what I want to bury, what happened years back? And when the baby grew up, I said, your father passed away. And I didn't want to discuss this sensitive issue because I believe it's a sensitive issue. And then guy, when he reached out to me and the late, yes, you know, she saw the conversation. He has been trying to reach out to me since 2020. You know, he would send me messages, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday. I literally didn't respond to him. Up until my husband passed away. 3 months after my husband passed away, why am I even calling him my husband? After Dozy passed away, he sent me a message and asked me what happened to your husband as his take heart. Then I said he was involved in a car accident. Then he said, we need to talk, but not now while you're still grieving. I respect him for that. He respected that I'm grieving. Yes. You understand? Everything. As I was busy posting, living this life with this husband, he was there, but he respected my marriage. And I respected my marriage. And yeah. And by the way, I broke his virginity.
Oh!
So
Those are the best!
So I forgot to mention that before he left, he actually engaged me. He bought a ring for me. He proposed when I was 19. You know, he proposed and then he wanted address ko gae. Ke tlo tshojang ko gae ba sa mo batle. Do you understand? Then what else did I want to say? Yeah, he proposed to me and then he left.
So his only crime was being born in a different country.
Yeah.
But you know, Tabaya.
I was.
Let me look at Daddy Freeze comments here. Daddy Freeze has a comment up here. Before you blame her, please hear her out. How many of you at 19 could take a stance against your parents? Till now, majority of you cannot stand up to your parents, let alone families and societal constructs. The guy knew she wasn't at fault. That's why he came back looking for her. Blame societal intolerance. She's also a victim here. My opinion though, feel free to disagree. Listen, I don't know, man. Let me just come to the chat, okay? Because God, I got sons, I got children. Not to say MOP, make it 40 seconds, por favor. What's that? Like, do us a favor? What does that mean? Help me. Is that French? It's 20 seconds because the end screen of our videos are 20 seconds. Sorry. She's South African, right? She's mixing it up with her language. Yeah. Xenophobia. That's real. That's real. He was like, I'm out of here. Abi. Gojumari bi. Uwara Lugwen. Crazy. That's evil to say that the father has died when he is alive. Yeah. That is wild. Jesus. What about that part? The fact that she lied about the father being alive or not. Oh my God. It's crazy. And the dummies in the background are saying, like she's making sense. Did you see my face? Like this once. Nwaba Kabamba said, no, you are just evil, madam. Wahala. Because she lied after the whole story about the well-being of the guy. Why? So what the hell did she accuse him of? Heartless. What in the male corper just happened? No, he came back looking for his child. That's another angle. As a mother of sons, I can't imagine them going through such trauma. She broke his virginity and turned around to accuse him. Can you imagine? So that guy is traumatized. Oh, it means please. Me, I don't know. Thank you, Latu. Thank you for teaching me. Por favor means please in Spanish. How would she even tell her child that she lied to him? Listen, if you have this kind of situation, just open comment. This is where, when it comes to family, open communication, obviously age appropriate open communication as they grow up. The earlier, the better. Obviously, you have to be socially intelligent with regards to that. But this story of this woman, I don't have much to say. I'm just going to leave the rest to the comments. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. If there's a reason, we'll come back and attack it with a part 2, kind of like the same thing we did with the Hef Did I Marry. Uncle Patrick said, at 19 and pregnant, she should be able to own up her own mistakes, stand by him, and not accuse him. Yeah, so I think she's also alluding to the fact that the state, she didn't want to say the state, that the state kind of like wanted to rope that guy and get rid of him. Like it was bigger than her. So I heard that part, which is what Daddy Freeze is just talking about. But I don't know. I feel like there's more to the context than because I've never been to South Africa, as a matter of fact. How will she even tell her child that she lied to him? We shall see. Oh, if you ask me now, who I go ask? We'll come back to it if we can come back to it. But this is wild. I'll be back in 20 seconds. 20 seconds, Latu.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, let's talk about Dozy Mmobuosi. Dozy Mmobuosi. Liar, or where is the $6 billion? I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dozy. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dozy. But before I tell you about Dozy, okay, Dozy is a guy with a special type of story. Okay, he has a special type of story. But I'm going to play this video. All right, Dozy is the owner of Tingo Group of Companies. Tingo Group of Companies. So I'm going to play this video, this short video, and then we'll take it from there. 1 second. Let's see. There you go. 1 second though. All right, let's do this.
Dozy Mmobuosi. Up until recently, very few people in the West had ever heard of him. And to this day, very few people in Nigeria have ever heard of him. Dozy founded a company called Tingo Mobile, which claims to be one of the largest fintech and mobile phone companies in Nigeria.
That makes sense.
It went public on the Nasdaq in December of 2022 through a reverse merger, and at its peak reached a valuation of over $1 billion. The company claimed it was revolutionizing the agricultural industry in Nigeria, helping farmers to access an efficient online payment network and selling their produce through Tingo's online marketplace.
Anyway, that's Dozy right there. Let's keep playing a little bit.
They'd signed up over 9 million farmers across Nigeria and Ghana, and were generating hundreds of millions of dollars in annual revenue. But in November of 2023, the SEC said,
unfortunately, Dozy is coming down. Okay. Dozy is a guy who claimed to have started this company. So this is our version of Wealth Building Wednesday today. Okay. Dozy is coming down. It's coming down. Okay. SEC has filed a lawsuit against him. Sadly. But who is Dozy and what does Tingo do? Tingo, there's Tingo Food, there's Tingo Mobile, there's Tingo Beverages. Okay. And there's there's Tingo Group of Companies. Okay, there was also Tingo Incorporated. Tingo actually got listed on Nasdaq, which is one of 3 major stock exchanges, stock market exchange here in the United States, here in New York City. Okay, and his company got listed, which is, hey, yeah, we can celebrate, right? One of our own billionaires, kind of like how we celebrated the 70-year-old gentleman, Mr. Bayo Ogunlesi, the other time. Go and watch that video if you haven't seen it. We did cover. So somebody's going to come back here and say, why do you always talk about people that are being pulled down? Black men that are getting pulled down. The way we started this series was we were lifting black men up. And we also emphasized time. We emphasized that do the work. We emphasize that it takes time. And by the time you start showing to the world that you're a billionaire, the reality is that you've been enjoying the fruits of your labor for probably a couple of decades before people find that out. Now, everybody's not going to be like that. Some people are going to be Mark Zuckerberg of Nigeria, meaning overnight, because they created something that everybody's just using, right? Quote unquote ecosystem. Anyway, Dozy claims that when they ask him, anytime they ask him what is Tingo, he would say it's an ecosystem. Whenever people say it's an ecosystem, that can be a red flag. Okay, it's not always a red flag, but it can be a red flag that you probably should ask a little bit more questions. Ask a few more questions before you decide to put your money behind these people. I'm just saying. Okay. So, welcome, Brother Ben. Good to see you. Tingo, Lingo, Bala Blue. I know what you're trying to get me to do. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. I will not disrespect our president.
Different from Bala Blue. Blue. Bulaba.
Sorry, I needed to breathe anyway. Anyway, so Dozy is now 45 years old today. He's 45 years old. He was born the same year I was born. Can you imagine? 1979. He started off as, he claims that he started off at the age of 13. You know, he was a hustler. He would take some clothing that his friends were, some friend that he had at the age of 13. I don't know what kind of friend he had that was traveling to Cotonou or Ghana, bringing in bend down low. And he was a hustler basically for the longest. There's also another story out there saying that he was helping insurance companies with his ideas. Anyway, it's been reported in quite a few different publications over time. Okay, so he's been featured in Forbes Africa. He's been featured in GQ, right? He's been featured in quite, obviously, like I said, he has a company listed on NASDAQ. It doesn't get any better than that. Okay, in fact, let me show you something when it comes to Tingo. Tingo group of, they call it Tingo group, right? Let me show you something real quickly. This is a big deal, all right? You get listed on Yahoo Finance. Check this out. Let me show you. You get enlisted on Yahoo Finance. That is a big deal. Okay, let me show you guys this, right? The shares are selling now at 69 cents. Well, it's zero basically, because since this all allegations, well, it's been indicted by SEC, FBI, okay, and since all of this, he's along with his company, they've voluntarily delisted the company from the NASDAQ. So you can probably see zero. But if you go back to, if I go full screen here, oh, don't tell me that I gotta pay. No, stop the cap. Okay, I don't have to pay. If you go back, you can see it's empty right now. No chat is available. But let's go back to 5 years. Okay, you can see here 5 years. They got this listed at some point. They were probably, there's some, you see the spike. Okay, so at this point, volume 6.3. At this point, 6.32 million in volume of activities on that stock. Now you see it crashed, and then there was another spike. When was this? If you don't know how to look at graph, rest. I will explain it to you. Okay, in May of 2023, there was another spike, and then crashed. Okay. All right, so who knows? Maybe they were pumping and dumping this. Okay, so if I scale this back, you can see that they have some kind of activity since 2013. I don't know what's going on here. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. But I just wanted to show you that. But that's a big deal that he actually got listed at one point, right? Let's keep going. I'm going to tell you more. So Dozy is a 45-year-old man. He started at 13. Then when he was in university, he was also a party promoter. So I know quite a few party promoters when I was in school, and they also tend to be enterprising, right? They tend to be entrepreneurs, right? Because, but Dozy said, he's always been about his cash flow. As a matter of fact, he said, as an Igbo man, it's in my blood somewhere. That's what he said. As an Igbo man, but our Yoruba people don't know how to sell Abi. Anyway, he said, as an Igbo man, it's just in my blood. Okay, all right. So he also claimed that he's some sort of, he he knows about financial engineering. And then the guy, I forgot his name, the guy at Arise News TV said, be careful with that word. Financial engineering. He said, well, I meant leverage. I believe in leverage too. Leverage does not mean stealing. For some people, it means stealing. It doesn't have to mean stealing. It usually means that you're able to extract more value from little resources, right? I always preach that you should be resourceful. You need to learn how to bring value to the table. Sometimes just your words is valuable for other people, right? Sometimes just your handiwork is like they pay you $20 an hour. It might actually mean $100 per hour for the person who hired you, right? But nonetheless, you wouldn't be able to do it yourself if you didn't have a job, right? Okay, that's called leverage. They leverage your skills, you leverage their organization, their system, right? Okay, well, Baba said financial engineering. Okay, financial engineering does not have to mean something bad, but I'm telling you right now that thieves are using that phrase. They say call it financial engineer money. You know, even we have pastors using that word. You know, because, some people might tell you that they can financial engineer money to show up under your pillow. Anyway, all of this is yielding back to Sogun Dogoji. Okay, I don't know the English of that, okay? But pyramid scheme, okay? Some kind of scheme, a Ponzi scheme. You know, something that will crumble eventually. Why? Because there's no intrinsic value in it. Go and Google intrinsic value. Whatever you're trying to invest in, make sure there's intrinsic value in it. Now, there's a game you can play when you're trading, when there's no real intrinsic value. But you see how fast you can go up? That's how fast you can crash. Did you see that graph? You want me to show you the graph again? You see how fast it went up? That's how fast it crashed. Okay, so that's what happens when people are looking for fast money. Now he's 45 years old. It could be easily a billionaire at 45 years old. You never know, but at that point it's usually like you're a household name. We didn't know of this guy. Some of you did not know about this guy up to this story that I'm telling you right now, right? Some of you I might have seen his name here and there, you know, and it's kind of sad because these are usually very, very intelligent people, right? But like I always say, intelligence is not always the same thing as wisdom, right? Because wisdom requires you to have some kind of foresight. You can see far. Intelligence, sometimes you're very smart to create something short term that won't last, right? You're very, very smart, but you're able to create something, but you can see as far to know the ongoing factors that will make it crash fast. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm still getting to the story. So he also owned foundations. They tend to own foundations. Okay. Now he's only indicted. We're not going to prosecute him here. We're just saying this is what's in the news. Okay. We're not going to convict him here either. But there's just too much going on. Okay. I'm going to share some of them with you. I'm going to share a lot of them with you today, right now, here today. Okay. All right. So now they tend to be involved in foundations and you know, like they give back, you know, and all that kind of stuff, you know. But let me show you some of the stuff that we have here from Dozy. Okay. So sad. You can see here, this is Uncle Dele Momodu posted this video of Dozy Mmobuosi's foundation. There's people talking. There are people launching programs, healthcare, prostate cancer awareness. You know, you can see Dozy there. All right, so he has, let me go to his page. Okay, let's see. So he has lots of activity. I'm just gonna go through his Instagram page here. This is Dozy's Instagram page. He has almost 100,000 followers. So for somebody who's a billionaire listed on NASDAQ at 45, it's possible. It's highly not probable, okay, that a person who is 45 years old will not be a household name and they are listed on NASDAQ. It's almost impossible, okay, but it's possible, okay. But let's look at this, okay. You can see here he's paying tribute to the late Herbert Wigwe that we covered the story just a few days ago. All right, there's also a video here. Let me make it bigger. Sorry, I'll make it bigger. All right, let's see. All right, Tingo. All right, so that's the offices in Dubai, right? So if you pay attention to people like Elumelu, and they always show lifestyle, right? And the problem is that, you know, Elumelu has been working a long time, and even he is still being accused by Bode George as a thief. So imagine you that you just started. Okay, you didn't just he said he launched his company 23 years ago, but he just got listed on NASDAQ. Okay, all right, that's them right there. And then you can see beverages, Tingo beverages. Okay, they are pouring drinks and stuff, right? I'm just giving you some background story here, right, so you can know what we're talking about. Okay, so this is the offices in Dubai. We're gonna leave that alone. There's Tingo Food, the making of Tingo food and beverages. So they were actually producing some products here, right? So this is actually some actual activities going on here, right? But this was posted 12 weeks ago. 12 weeks ago will be about 4 months ago, right? But it's been going through this case. And also they raised all that money from the Wall Street because a bunch of people. So at some point, the company, because of the valuation and the trading that was going on, when they launched on NASDAQ, they raised money from investors. It was valued at about $6 billion. I don't know the exact numbers, right? About $6 billion. And you know what that means? Dozy became a billionaire overnight. That's what that means. Okay. Now, there's been reports that this guy just started buying all kind of luxury cars, buying houses, and just, But again, I'm here to report to you that he was actually producing some kind of drinks, right? So I don't know, But to do this, to be able to produce this in China and have somebody showing you some kind of production going on in a factory behind somebody's house in China or in Aba, it doesn't cost as much as a Rolls Royce. Okay, you can get this going easily. So we don't know. It doesn't prove anything. Is my point. Okay. So again, he's showing. Then he shows some foundation. They built some houses for some people. I think he had his foundation had some stuff going on in Malawi. Okay. So you can see here, this caption says, took significant strides in rebuilding and transforming the lives of many affected by climate. Freddy in Folombe and Zomba Chizi in the Republic of Malawi. We are excited to announce that 75 houses are nearing completion. So they are building houses, 75 houses for people that were probably displaced. And here it says, I am pleased to announce Tingo, this was 18 weeks ago. Tingo Group's collaboration with KPITB, our mission reshaping Pakistan's agriculture and uplifting. So they've also joined forces. Okay, they've joined forces with some Pakistani people. Okay, conglomerate. Now, this one here is a big deal. They actually had the branch. They launched like some kind of healthcare facility. They call it the Equity Healthcare Center. Hold on one second. So they were playing. Okay, let me play this one.
Okay. And we want to see quality healthcare democratized in Nigeria for every boy, girl, every man, and every woman.
All right, so he launched the grand opening ceremony, and they call it Equity Specialist Clinics and Diagnostic Services. They actually have a VIP hospital bed in there too, where you have like a long shower with jacuzzi, but the hospital bed where people can be taken care of. You can see all the high class people in society, right? The top people in Lekki, in Lagos, wherever this is, Lagos, Nigeria, they came to the opening, right? So this activity is going on here, right? Let's see what else. Founder Tingo Group. I wish to state categorically. All right, so this story of the Shellfield Football Club. His problem started the moment he attempted to buy a football club called the Sheffield United Football Club. Okay. You can see here it says, I wish to state categorically I have not withdrawn my bid. He bidded 90 million pounds, something like that, right? Something like that. Let me make sure. Let me see if I have that number here. Okay. He bidded. His problem started the moment he decided to bid. The issue here is this, okay? Sometimes, Yoruba people say, okay, I don't know if that's what he did though. Sometimes some unfortunate situation can happen to some people, but anyway. So he owns the foundation, Mobile FinTech, which means financial technologies, right? Agricultural operations. Obviously, I've talked about the food, the beverages. He calls it an ecosystem. Right? So every time they ask like, what is it that you do? People tend to be a little bit confused. What is it that you do? It could be because it's a shy person. It's not really a talker. Who knows, right? He also tried to launch a text message type of driven cash transfer where you can just transfer cash to people with a text message, kind of like a Apple Money, He tried to do that. He has the backing of NASDAQ at some point up to recently, when he voluntarily delisted his company from the NASDAQ stock exchange. And then also they actually had Deloitte, the big consulting company Deloitte. They did an audit, and they actually, because you have to do a lot of scrutiny before you can get your company listed on NASDAQ. And they managed to pull that off. There was actually presented paperwork and financial statements from Deloitte that they used to get on NASDAQ. Okay, they used a method. They call it the reverse margining or something. When they merge companies, like margin, they merge companies, right? So they call it the reverse margin, so they can avoid all the headache that goes into listing an IPO. If you don't know what IPO is, please don't worry, it doesn't matter. Okay, the point is that they went through some they've tried to be listed, because here's the deal: when you have your company listed on major stock exchanges, right, a bunch of investors are now able to invest in your company, which means you can raise a lot of money, which means also leadership, you are now responsible for a lot of people's money. So if there is no fundamental values in your company, it's only a matter of time before it haunts you. Now, some people will take the risk. They will raise a lot of money so they can quickly flip that money and then pay people back later on. But some people just don't make it. And I think this guy was chasing after fast money way too soon. From everything I've shown you right now, I can tell you that he had his hands full. Okay? All right. So up to recently, they claimed that they had an expected revenue of $1 billion. They claimed that they had expected revenue of $1 billion, because you have to show those kind of numbers to get it listed on Amazon. And then you have to actually show from major companies like Deloitte that they've audited your paperwork. Then they came to find out after they started digging through. So there's this company called what's the name here? Let me find the name. It's called Edinburgh Research. Okay, and they said this particular guy, he's like a lion. He's looking for companies, especially those ones that steal, the fraudulent ones. He's looking for them to devour. They're looking for them to devour, but also they make news out there, and there are people called short sellers. Their job is to basically bet against your company. If they bet against your company, if they predict that your company is going to fall apart, and their prediction comes true, right? So they basically trade the opposite of like buying a stock. They make a lot of money when their prediction comes true, because the stock market, your shares, the price of your shares will crash, and then basically that's how they make money. And Dozy said, I think it's evil to short sell. I don't think it's evil to short sell. Okay, the same way you can bet that a company can go up, another person can bet and say this company has no fundamentals. I predict that this beast will crash in the next few days or in the next few years. Okay, it is what it is, called business. So he admitted on Arise News, he admitted that, okay, yes, like it's a business model. So what are you talking about? You think it's evil? It must be evil to run your own business too. But that's beside the story. But there's a lot that Edinburgh Research found out when they started to dig in through Dozy's books, finances books. So I'm gonna pause for a second here. Let me come to the chat. I want to see what you guys are talking about, because Dozy go collect. Listen, they are after him right now, and actually right now I think the last video I saw is actually in Nigeria. Okay, and they said the news is saying is at large. That's what they're saying, as in like at large, as in they're looking for him. Okay, Dozy is from Delta. He says it's from Delta. I think he said it's from Delta. All right. Wait, I still had the Bala Blue on the screen. Interesting. You can see I wasn't looking. Let's see. All right, you guys are just listening. You're following. I like that. Hit the like button, though. Let's bring everybody else into the room. Does he have a product or service? Yeah, I think I've covered that already. He has some product or service. I don't think he had enough to collect $6 billion from people, from investors. I don't think so, Dozy Mmobuosi, my in-law. That's your in-law. Are you sure you still want to claim that? But I mean, myself need to start NGO. Wahala. I wonder which kind money enter in hand. A lot. Okay, not all 6 billion. Obviously, he's probably hired people and all that kind of stuff, but a lot. And the SEC and the FBI are asking for, where's the money? Where's the money? Okay. What do you do should be an easy question to answer. If you don't have anything to hide, well, if you have your hands in a lot of stuff, that can get difficult very quickly. Or if you are trying to steal, that can get difficult too. Deloitte, the big three, are being a big four. Yeah, Deloitte is one of, there's some other companies out there, I know. I think EY, is EY one of them too? Yeah, so once you present people out from these guys, a lot of people kind of like tend to trust you because they have a lot on the line to put theirs, okay? So I'll tell you what they found in a second here. Someone in compliance did not do their job. Yes! Now you're talking, Latu, exactly. What state is Dozy from? I already answered. The big four auditing firms are compromised. They're losing credibility. Yup. Yeah, they've always been compromised, but it was easy for them to get away. But now that we have all these different small companies coming up and they have technology to detect stuff, right? They have to sharpen up their skills. That's why they also continue to build, right? So, is that not the company Tinubu said he worked with as an accountant? Did he? He probably did. They've been around for a long time. You know, that's why they call them the big three or the big four. But anyway, let's continue. There's more to this, okay? There's more to this, okay? So I already gave you some background with Dozy. Dozy is facing some serious allegations, okay? Dozy is going to collect woto, okay? So his problem started the moment he decided that he wanted to engage in buying Sheffield, and then they started to, you know, once you're still building, you can even still get away a few things. Yeah, KPMG, thank you so much for that, Natu. Once you start, is Pricewater one of them? Pricewater is that part of the big four? I know they're also auditing, but Pricewater is also very present in Nigeria too, right? So this is one of the magazines that Dozy was on. Tech entrepreneur Dozy Mmobuosi is changing Africa's agricultural sector throughout innovation. So let me explain the business model that actually got them on the NASDAQ according to reports. Okay, so basically they were supposed to get cell phones in the hands of farmers. The farmers will be able to check the weather. They're able to have access to certain types of financing so that they can actually operate better. You know, the agriculture, you know, Nigeria is trying to build the agricultural sector, right? So he's basically, his words that he was looking for a way that they can add value to cash crops before they are just exported anyhow for cheap. That we shouldn't be importing chocolates. You know, that makes sense. When we're exporting cocoa, we should be able to export both cocoa and chocolate so we can make money for Nigeria. We've been talking about that for a while, right? So that makes sense, you know. So his job was basically to get a bunch of cell phones. Eventually, they claim that they've gotten 9 million in the hands of 9 million farmers, okay? 9 million farmers will get cell phones so that they can actually transfer money, be able to, a lot of their operations will happen basically on the cell phone, okay? So, including having access to resources and things like that. So, some reports says that they've gotten that in the hands of 9 million subscribers. Some said 12 million subscribers. I don't know which one is true. Bottom line is that they lied, okay? They lied. So when Deloitte was doing their own due diligence, you know, Natu was talking about compliance. When they were doing their due diligence, they sent an email to the company that was supplying them cell phones in China. And they sent the email, and then there was an actual reply from the domain name of the company in China. So when Hindenburg and all these other people that are investigating, when they started to dig in through his paperwork, they found out that it was Dozy Mmobuosi, his company, that purchased the domain name of the China company that was supplying cell phones, and they were the one replying the emails of Deloitte all along. You get it? You get it? Oh, so, and by the way, when they check how many people have actually downloaded the apps that was supposed to be helping, the Tingo app that was supposed to be helping the farmers, right? They were only showing 50 downloads on Android. You get it? You get it? No? You get it?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
50 downloads. How do we explain from 9 to 12 million subscribers to 50 downloads? Okay, now Dozy is changing his words. I don't know if he's changing or what he's saying on news. He's now doing like news tours around Nigeria. He's featured on Today. He's featured on Arise News, and he said, "Well, I'm not in the mobile business, you know, but wait. He didn't do that, but basically he's trying to." Okay, 50 downloads, 9 million subscribers. You know, when people see those kind of numbers, like, let me put my money. Before you know it, this person put $30, this person put $300, this person put $3,000, right? When they start putting their small money, it adds up very quickly to $6 billion. Okay, it adds up very, very quickly. And then the reports are saying, then Dozy started buying all kind of fancy stuff. That's what the reports are saying. Okay, I'm saying that because you can look around, you see the reports everywhere. Okay, because that's what the SEC and FBI, that's what they're suing for. All right, Press Store, yes, news store. Yep. So Press Store, thank you, Jerry. Thank you for helping my accurate discombobulated English. All right, so we're still talking about Dozy, right? Let's come back. Dozy said, "I got money, Ninja." What are you talking about? I got money. I have money. I still have money. So they found out that an account that was supposed to show $400 million or $90 million, the numbers are a little, there's discrepancies in the numbers because everybody's still confused, okay? Even the SEC said they've never seen anything like this before, okay? They found $15. Another report said they found $50 in the account. I don't think so. Okay, it cost a little bit more than $50 to do like a line manufacturing of Tingo beverages. You know, it costs even more than that to have internet to show that on Instagram now. Like, come on, right? But anyway, the valuation of the company dropped from $8 billion in one day to $400 million, a 94% drop. That's a lot of money still, right? Is that how it works? No, a 94% drop. BC. Okay, so he lied about the China mobile company suppliers via email, okay? And basically this is a statement from Edinburgh Research. Exceptional, obvious scam. Exceptional, obvious scam. Never seen anything like Tingo. For a decent fraud case, there might be a couple of material misrepresentation where management will try to lie about a big thing or two. He said here, an entire conglomerate have been faked. The whole thing. Everything. Okay? So on Arise News, he kept saying like he's been a victim. He was basically suggesting that he's a victim of short selling. Like I said earlier on, I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. All right. So what they've done is they claimed that they signed up millions of people with the promise for micro loans. Okay, and you know a lot of people were ready to invest in agriculture in Nigeria in a very, what do you call it? In an innovative solution that will help Nigeria as a nation, agriculture. You know, so these things are beautiful things that can happen at some point for our dear nation, Nigeria. But I want you to be aware that many people will be out there looking for ways to steal with this promise of a better Nigeria. Okay? All right. So he also claimed that there were many investors that were involved already in London. As you can see, the graph showed all the way back. They've shown some numbers, you know, but the problem is that the numbers that they actually showed were not real life value that were being offered on ground. You know, it's crazy. The idea that somebody will wake up one day, a 45-year-old man, will not just like, where are we going with this? What are you trying to become? You know, I'll tell you all the time, thank God for my family. I'm a blessed man, you know. I'm a blessed man. But if it was just up to me, I can work at McDonald's for, how much is the minimum wage now? $11? $15? And I will eat there and I will come home, I'll watch YouTube on my phone, and life is easy, simple, right? But you know, we have needs. We have emotional needs. We have significance needs. We want to grow. We want to contribute. All these needs we have. And sometimes we have to stretch ourselves. Don't stretch yourself until you break is the message here, okay? Because sometimes you just don't know when to stop. Greed is a bastard. Greed is a bastard. Hey, Anyway, right now I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. I'm gonna end exactly at 7. Okay, I'm gonna end exactly at 7. I'm getting ready to cover the main lessons here. All right, but I'm gonna end exactly at 7. Okay, so if you have something, an insight you want to share about this, feel free to come up. All right, and I will end at 7. All right, SEC has now charged both Tingo and Mmobuosi. Okay, they said the entire enterprise concluded by the SEC, not FCC, not ESCC, SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, something like that. They said the whole thing is a fiction. Okay, all right, they're saying they have charged them now with the fraud of staggering scope. They say Dozy is still at large. Okay, so at large meaning they can't find him. Okay, but he was on Arise News a few days ago. He was also on Tuesday a few days ago. Okay, Mmobuosi has called the SEC's allegation baseless and said he will contest them with unwavering resolve. Tingo has said it will fully cooperate with the regulator. All right, and like I said, they voluntarily delisted from NASDAQ already. Okay, so they're no longer listed on NASDAQ. So a couple of questions that I have. What can we learn from these as investors? The second question that I have is, what can we learn from this as business creator? Okay, a lot of people that are not entrepreneurs or that are afraid of taking risk might just have one like, these people are thief. That's their conclusion. I get it. But what can we learn as an investor? What can you learn as a business creator? You have dreams. You want to build, right? You're ambitious, right? What can we learn from this? Because sometimes you do need leverage. You need other people's money, other people's resources. But at what point can you potentially break your back while you're doing this? Okay. Let me see here. I have Natu here. Natu, my G, what's going on?
What's up, my people? I'm good.
What's going
I'm
on?
okay.
Yes.
I work in compliance, so this one is pinching me one kind like that.
Really? Talk
Yeah,
to me.
the whole thing about this guy, right? I mean, I didn't really dig deep. I was just going with you as you were investigating.
Right.
I think compliance is to be blamed in this one.
Yeah.
Up to like 80 to 90%, because somebody failed to do their job. So if you have a new business, the only business that you can give a pass is a new business that doesn't have a social media presence. They're just starting. Then you can do a site visit, and that covers for that. Do you understand?
Right.
But somebody that says a business has been online for a while you email them, you still go to research to confirm if they have a physical building or is all this kind of virtual buildings, and then you have to put all of that in your note. But because the fact that when I got my job, I got one of the managers standing as my boss. I replied them so that I could get what I was bargaining for. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. So there should have been you're saying there should have been some kind of site visit.
Yes. Even if they would not do site visit.
Let me add this. It looks like they did a site visit after they started investigation and they found that there's no anything.
That was too late. That was too late.
Yeah.
All of those stuff could be averted before they even listed him on NASDAQ. Like all of that could have been averted. So even if let's say the place is in China, you can't go to China, you email them. Do you understand?
Right.
When you email them, you now research online to go to their website if they have one. That's number one.
So they had website in this case, and they got
wait. I'm taking you there. Yes.
Okay.
Website.
Right.
That's one. You now do Google search. Google search. We have some buzzwords that we use in the Google search if you're searching for a company. Yeah, and so it's like
security. I love it.
No, I'm not cybersecurity. I'm AML.
Compliance. AML.
Yeah.
Anti-money laundering. I like
Yeah.
it. Same thing. Continue.
So there's some buzzwords that you search with the person's name or the company's name. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And if there's anything in the past that has to be related with that company, to pop up. So if it does not pop up in the Google search engine and you don't see that, you're supposed to pause. It doesn't have social media presence, but they have a website. You understand? You can't even find it on Google, because every reasonable person that has a business and have their website, they want to put it on every search engine they can get, because once you type their name, they want it to pop out.
Exactly. Yeah.
So once you don't have that, it's a red flag for you. And then the person that is replying you from there, you want to go and search that person too and see who is that person, is it a real person? Everybody wants to be on LinkedIn. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me go and search if the person really works there.
That makes sense.
So there's a lot of, honestly, what I'm going to tell people that are into business, I want to use other people's money. If you're not good with money, don't start.
Just start now.
Don't embarrass
Yes.
don't embarrass
You got to
your
show
family.
something. You have to show something first,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, and then if you've known that you've not carried any feasibility report, you've not done like a pilot program to show that you understand what I'm saying. This is what I'm doing so far. This is what we're like my NGO that I was telling you about.
Right.
We're able to double the numbers that we're doing in work this time around. It's because of what we did in October that we're able to show for. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So if somebody wants to help now, it's because he has seen us working that he wants to help. You understand? Exactly. So it's just the same thing. If you want to go into something, start with something like your money to see if it will work. Because I have a lot of business in this America that didn't work. They're still in my closet. My husband has counted everything for me so many times to try to sell it. So imagine if people's money that I've used to do that and the money is tied up, how will I explain to them?
Yeah, it's a dangerous game, or maybe I should call it a risky game. It's high risk, but high risk comes with high rewards. But I would add on to it that it comes with high responsibility, right? So, and there's a lot of people that we know as the greats today, and they've managed to, to get through they've done fraudulent stuff, but they managed to come out on the other side. One of the questions that they kept asking was, why did he want to list, since all of his operation is in Nigeria, why did he want to list so badly in NASDAQ in America?
I mean, listing in NASDAQ, you know what that means now. It's going to blow you up.
So even if you get through, after they catch you, it's over.
Yeah. But when they catch you, then everything goes down. So what do you achieve? That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes when you want to get people, when you want to put yourself in that kind of position, do a lot of groundwork. Then even if anything will happen, do you understand? You have that stamina, that shock absorber to hold that pressure. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But you just don't carry yourself and go. Even if you want to go this, you have to be a risk taker that doesn't have fear. There's some people that like taking risks, but they have fear. If they reach one stage, they'll just back out. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So taking risks, this kind of risks, especially with people's money, it's like entering an airplane and entering into turbulence, and then you can't tell them to stop. You want to come down.
Exactly.
You have to go. You have to go through the whole damn thing. So that's what it is. But it's business owners, honestly speaking, it's really dicey. It's dicey. It's really dicey.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, you have to take risk, but I'll just say make sure you're guarded. There's a reason why we have insurance, right?
Let me tell you something. Another thing people need to understand.
Shout out to iSize. I see you, iSize. How you doing?
2024 is not 1999. Let me warn you people again. 2024 is not 1999. Anything that you are going into, people could verify easily. And this Gen Z, they will drag you by your blockers.
Even before Deloitte catches you, obviously.
Listen, with no shame, I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. 1999 is not enough. It's just easy to check everything.
Yeah.
We can sit down on our decks. You open an account, can sit down on our decks and verify everything about the person, like on our deck. Let me tell you, the head of compliance at my job just lost his job last week because of stuff like this. Because people under him failed to do due diligence on some stuff, and he came back and he hunted. Now he had to go. This thing just happened last week. The news was broke. I came back to work on Thursday. They told me on Thursday.
Yeah, we have to be careful. So now, there's greed, right?
Yes.
Greed is part of why you have a job right now. So greed is neither negative nor bad. It's just when it's out of control, or when other people get hurt. That's obviously bad, right? There's also fear when you don't take any risk at all, right? But there's also fear when you've taken risk, but you pull your money out too early, right? Because some kind of news broke out, right? We know that the media is a big part of what controls the price
Yes.
anything, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you the question that I asked earlier on, right? What can we learn from this as an investor? Let's deal with that first.
What I would say as investors, like do your due diligence on whatever business that you want to put your money into, that you want to invest into. I'm telling you, the world is a global place now. It's like it's in your hand. It's mobile. The world is mobile now. You can check and verify anything. If you want to check any business name, you can put the business name in parentheses, put fraud, put money laundering, put some buzzwords to see if this is real. Do you understand? Like people will, let me tell you, salt is white and it's soft. So is also sugar. Do you understand what I'm saying? But you have to taste it to believe it. So people will tell that, oh, you have to put your money first to know. This one will spoil business for a lot of legit businesses. But all I'm saying is that do your due diligence. Absolutely. Don't let anybody just sweet mouth into telling you what you can get, what you can benefit, Don't go with that. Do your due diligence. Why they tell you, don't be a risk. What's that lady's name again with Legion?
Yeah, Legion.
She had every opportunity.
Don't be a target.
Yes. Don't be a target. She had every opportunity to do her due diligence, but she did not. Which will have helped her. All I'm just gonna say, any business in 2024 that does not have social media.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. If you as you did like this, so let's say you have $10,000 laying around. Let's call it $25,000, and you meet a fine boy, chocolate dropping.
Remove that out.
Like Dozy.
That one, no, they get
fine boy, suited up, show you websites, social media on flick, 94,000 followers, right? And he showed you beverages moving in a manufacturing truck like that, and he said, listen, just you got $25,000. You're looking for something that can turn that $25,000 to, because look at that spike. I can turn it to $100,000 overnight, and he gave you, hey, Baba, this thing is listing on NASDAQ tomorrow, right? And that $25,000 is a spirit. It's a spirit. It's calling your name, like you have this $25,000. What would you? Let's say what would you do in that situation?
If I've gotten that money through Yahoo or somebody dash me, I will say I wouldn't mind
throw out at Dozy.
But going through what I go through now, I will have to think twice. Forget that chocolate dripping, melanin pumping, whatever. It doesn't work with me.
Yeah, you won't fall for it.
It takes a lot of convincing for me. And then after being in this field, it's a lot of convincing.
Okay. Now, as a business creator, as a Dozy, intelligent, aspiring, ambitious, you want to change the world, because we saw he's doing some other project that it looks like this guy is just, what would you advise that young 13-year-old that's ambitious, hungry, and he had advisors in his ears? Because sometimes they have advisors, like for example the reverse company margin thing that he did to avoid IPO and get on NASDAQ, right? That was advised to him because that's a legit strategy, but it's also, when they are legit and they cut corners, they're also high risk. That kind of situation, right? What would you advise a business culture, intelligent, creative person like Dozy?
Don't run faster than your shadow.
Don't walk fast. Make sure your shadow is still with you.
Yes,
that's a good
because
one.
what happens sometimes is that these people that are just saying all this stuff in your ears, why don't they go do it? Do you understand what I'm saying?
They don't have to do anything.
Yeah. They want to use you as scapegoat now. You don't become their
how
guinea
many
pig.
social media advisors do we have that don't do shit?
They want to use. I agree. They want to use you as a guinea pig.
Even Legion is a relationship coach.
But people like Dozy, you'll be surprised that most of the stuff that he did it on his own. That guy is very smart. He's not a dundee person.
Yeah, he's very smart. Very intelligent.
People that do stuff like this, they are very extremely. When I mean extremely smart, they're extremely smart. So I wouldn't say a lot of what he did came from advice. This guy pre-planned what he was doing, but I want to believe that he
knew what he was doing. He had enablers, but he knew what he was doing.
Yes, he wanted to belong to the couple of the who and who's, the Elumelus.
He wanted to be in the room. Yep.
And listen, he would have gotten there if he had not cut corners.
Yep.
Do you understand?
I agree 100%.
You see this you know this social media thing, they say 30 on that 30, 40 on that 40, 50. Now it cause this kind of thing.
Yep.
Now it cause this kind of
That 30 on that
But
30. They want to be on, as I said it earlier on, they want to be on the Forbes 30 on that
Yes.
30 Africa.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah, let's be careful. Let's
Yeah.
be careful.
So that's one of the problems. Yeah, pressure. Societal pressure.
Pressure. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Nato. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
As always. Thanks for bringing your expertise. Somebody said earlier on that they want to be MLL. I say MLM.
It's MLM.
MLM. Call.
AML.
Nato, I beg, I want to do AML. All right. So you guys can link up in the chat group. The chat group is on WhatsApp. I think Rumi's in there.
Let's link. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll tell you something. Let me tell you something before you leave. Natu, right? You know, the Man of Prestige platform is going to be an ecosystem at some point for exchanging values like this, right? Where professionals like you be a platform where you can share. You can also make money from it. You can also help other people. We can do boot camps for AML, for Scrum Master, for what's the other one I said earlier? Cyber security, IT stuff, anything digital skills, because that's obviously the direction that the world is moving. But if we're going to be a community here, like why not, right? So you guys can already start off by linking up in the chat. Just go to WhatsApp.man.
But send me a message on WhatsApp, no problem.
Yep.
I hope
all right. Thank you, Natu. We'll talk soon.
No problem. All right.
All right, like we said, Omo, you know, this is not a situation where we can judge Dozy. Dozy is going to be judged, okay? The SEC and the FBI, they don't just file paperwork just because, okay? They don't just arrest people like they do in Nigeria. That's not what they do. They don't do that. They don't just arrest people without solid, like if they catch you like this and they're already filing indictment, they're catching you like this. That's how they catch you, okay? All right. They don't catch you like this. In Nigeria, they catch you like this, and all you have to do is you sleep in jail twice, you do your hand like this, you escape, or you know somebody. Here, by the time SEC is indicting you, they have something on you, okay? Especially if you're a little man. If you're a little man, a black man, like, because he kept saying, because I'm a black man, I said, Baba, you don't cross lane. You should have been doing this in Nigeria. Maybe you would have. You got in certain rooms in Nigeria. You have a very smart. You should have just done his thing in Nigeria, and raise and focus. You know, but sadly, he's going to be made a scapegoat. This is going to affect his reputation for the rest of his life. The trust factor for Tingo is over. Okay, his name cannot be on anything publicly ever again, anywhere in the world. They will dig him up because the internet doesn't forget, unfortunately. And it's just sad, you know, it's sad ultimately because this is somebody's ambitious son. He's beating more than he can chew. Sadly, okay? He's beating more than he can chew. And if you have greed, healthy level of greed in you, you can enter a certain zone, you will start stealing. Okay? Because you think it's just short. I'll just do small. I will stop it. Once we build the company, we'll stop all this other stuff. No, they never really stop, okay? Usually they don't stop. Okay, as I say, a lot like him, background, other ground. Yes, there are many like him. Let them go buy citizenship wherever. No peace for the wicked. Wahala. They will all be judged. It may take long, but it's already been judged. You don't escape this kind of indictment right here. He better stay in Nigeria. Actually, he probably shouldn't stay in Nigeria. He probably should go somewhere else, because if he's running, they will find him, you know. Let's see here. Due diligence, especially with IPO. Somebody tell you that I'm listing tomorrow, tell them they just go and list. Okay, any money you're gonna make 4 times your money overnight, it's not a viable business. It's not sustainable. Okay, if anybody has done that, it's because they've been working for a while and you just haven't seen it. Anything called overnight success, you just can't see the work they've done. Okay, so let's all be careful with this kind of stuff. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. As I promised, I'm going to end right on time. 4 minutes over. Okay. Let me know your thoughts about this. I'm going to ask you the same questions. Okay, because I want you to think very hard about this. As a matter of fact, I want you to go and do some research and come back with some answers and put it in the comments in the replay. What can we learn from this as investors? Number one. Number two, what can we learn from this if you happen to be an ambitious business creator? Because again, even if you didn't plan to steal, once you enter certain rooms and people start to advise you, they would justify that it's okay to do some certain things. What can you learn so that you don't run faster than your shadow, like Natu said? All right. So do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. All right. Let me read this last one before I leave. Let's see. Her new hobby is international Greek. Let's see. Who is Iwaneka? Who is that? I'm gonna Google that as soon as we're done. Let me Google it right now before I leave. Who is Iwaneka? Wahala. Iwaneka. Iwaneka. Who is that person? All right, I'm gonna find out. Is that a person's name? It looked like Kimbo Underground. Her new hobby is international Wahala. They said we won whatever, and a Greek America organized. What are we talking about? I got okay. Just me behind the scenes in the WhatsApp group. I beg, share some link with me. But they all use that to do their shady deals. They're everywhere. To be honest with you, this one. Gotta be careful out there. Gotta be careful. And I've shied away from raising money personally, because I have legit stuff. But it just, when I consider the nature of the amateur investors, I run. Because amateur investors can be the worst too. They might start asking for their money tomorrow, and even after they sign paper, I rather not deal with that unless it's a robust situation. And multiple times over the years, I've shied away from the idea of raising funds for some projects that I have. I've actually taught on it, like taught videos and shared and all kind of stuff, but I stopped it in its tracks. I said no, I'm not interested. She sells here. Wahala, bro, you don't know how. I don't know how. I know they buy air now. I give her money to buy air. I don't buy the air. In fact, there was a time, shout out to my friend in Houston, I linked them together. Like, she sell here, so I link together, I'll pay for it. So I don't buy hair. Does she do anything? I'll do foundation, people. Oh wow, okay. Foundation is so many of them like that. Okay. We'll come back to it. For now, just hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll see you on the next one. Hey, wait, first of all, Latu, before we leave. No, I can't. I almost skipped that, It was in my mind. I almost skipped that. But thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.